Yeah, so like we were talking about working with the program. So let us say I do have this kind of data. So say for example, okay, now suppose I want to add another record of a student. Say now in that case, like I have to declare maybe second record, or I have to write probably in continuation to this. So what exactly we do generally whenever we have multiple values to be represented, so we use this kind of stuff. So say let me go with correct. Now, like this is how we declare maybe some data which is more than what was expected to be. Correct. So like, if I say, for example, let us write length, say now you write EQU dollar dash. This is a directive that you use registered students. Okay. Now if I write section dot text global main fine, then you write move ex comma 4. This is write system call move ebx comma 1 move ecx comma your string. So registered students. Now what where zero matters, rather end of line matters, that's what we are really thinking or talking about. Edx comma leng th. Okay, and then you simply write 0xat. Fine. Let us start to display this. NASM dash plf 32 1310. Oh, I think I made a error probably in registered. Oh, sorry, I missed D. Okay, now we can see here like we translated the code. Okay, let us generate an executable. Now when we write dot slash a dot out, so you will see like it is displaying all things, though there is an end of line. But in this case, you may check here like what exactly it did. It is trying to display all records because it is displaying completely the records or completely the data which is available there, because we have provided length, how many characters are to be printed. Correct. So if I check the code, you can see like what I did, we defined the length, and whatever the length it is there, it tried printing everything. So if I want to print only till 0, correct, so that also can be done, like you then really compute that length up to that line only, and then maybe you can stop. Correct. Fine. So this is how, like if you have multiple lines, you can declare like this, so it would be taking that in continuation. So if I write 10 here instead of 0, now let us see what happens. Let me write 10. Okay, now let me again compile, assemble, link, and then execute. So you will see now records are displayed on different line because of my slash. Fine. Now when you have multiple lines data, then this is best method to make use of. Fine. Okay, but this was to introduce you like how exactly multi-line data can be used. Okay, as well as if at all we have to print that multi-line data together using a single command, then I can do this. Fine. Now, if I do the same thing with printf, Okay, so say push registered students. Okay, then you write call printf, or you can write putters directly because we are not adding anything. So anything I mean to say, any format specifier is not there. So add esp comma 4. So let us write here extern printf assemble. Oh, sorry, I wrote printf and putters. I made a mistake. Registered. And then this should be putters. As some gcc a dot out. Now you can see this was your print write system call and this was your printf. So printf doesn't care, like, but it definitely cares about this. Say for example, let me go back to Emacs. Now instead of 10, suppose if I add 0. Fine. Now see the difference between both. Like whether do we see any? Now you will see print like your write system call printed whole stuff. Correct, as per the length. But when we use printf, whenever it got /0 or 0, it ended there. So it never printed the second line. Correct. This is the deep problem with the printf whenever you are having multi-line data or maybe huge data included. So if suppose somewhere if your 0 or /0 comes into picture, then ultimately it ends printing that string there only. So we have to make sure about this part, like where when to use, or we have to we should be clever enough to really decide when to use what. I mean to say, like whether you wish to make use of say printf or puts or what. So printf and puts would be working with 0. Fine, whatever it understood here. So if let me use printf2 there. So let me write printf. Some gcc a dot out. You can see that this puts actually added /n there. That's why even in this case, this was displayed there. So we already saw in the previous session, like if I use printf and puts, we saw the difference. Puts always adds a /n, whereas printf doesn't add any /n. That's why it continued displaying your shell prompt there only after printing the string. Fine. Okay, so now let us start writing first program rather, which would be kind of this was related to system call. We would be using different system calls in this whole semester rather. So let us now really target your something related to arithmetic. Suppose I want to add n numbers. Okay, how exactly we want that data to be? Suppose I have data declared as this num array dd 10, 34, 43, 56, 26, 90. Fine. Now section dot text global main. So we'll write here extern printf. Okay, we will add a message here. msgdb addition of given numbers is %d 10,0. Okay, because we saw printf never makes use of 10 automatically, so we have to mention it That's why that slash and specifier came into picture in C language too. Fine. Now what we'll do is, like, generally whenever you write a program, either you ask user how many inputs are, how many values are, or rather you end up everything by considering -1. Fine. Now what we have to do is, like, you may see like what exactly you will do here. Sum equal to sum plus num array of I. Right? That's how you would be doing. So how exactly that can be achieved? So let us declare a variable section dot bss sum raised d1. This sum should contain sum of this. Okay, so let us go here. So move ex comma, let us take an array address. This would be address. Fine. So if I say add, so first of all we have to say XOR edx comma edx. Okay, so let us say add edx comma d word of sum. Now what exactly d word of num array. What exactly it means? Whatever the array address shown by num array, like this is the address represented by num array. So at the first address, so this is your first address. So at this address, whatever the value is, add it into edx. That's what we are telling. So XOR edx is similar to edx equal to 0. And what this means? Edx equal to edx plus, say, num array of 1. Correct. Now first element we are going to pick. So ultimately, as array perspective, we do talk about 0. So in this case, if at all we have to write this, so we have to write it like this. So value at this address, so it is like star, a pointer thing that you use in C language, star and num array kind of stuff. Correct. So edx plus num array. So cmp d word of ex comma -1. So if it is -1, so first of all you would be checking that one. Nah? So if it is -1, then you have to quit from the program. So jmp go to end. Okay. Now if it is not -1, then what it should do? It should add this. So instead of num array, I would be writing here ex, because we took address of num array here in ex. Fine. So in this case, now what I'll be writing? It would be ex. Fine. Now, as this is dd means how many bytes? dd means how many bytes? Recall the thing that we discussed earlier in the previous session. dd means 4 bytes. Okay. So if num array here, suppose let me save this. Okay, I mean, let me come out. Let me nasm add an dot asm dash g dash fdwarf. Okay, so we haven't declared the variable. Okay, good. So we will add that. Go to end. Okay, we'll write the code later for that part. So nasm gcc add-in .o -m32 -g -fdwarf. So if I write gdb ./a.out, now let me examine. So let us say breakpoint main run examine. Okay, let us say display $ex. Fine. Now ex is containing something. So if I say examine /d num array, sorry. So what it said? Num array has unknown type. Cast it to its declared type. So it is difficult for me to really find out what exactly it is. So I cannot directly write x-d. So if I go this way, again it is not permitting me to display examine. So if I write print num array, it is again is not permitting me because debugger is not able to understand what is the type. But if I execute this statement, so if I say next instruction, now if I write x $ex, then it tells me that it is 10, correct? Because like if I want to display that in decimal, you write this. So if you see the code, rather your first element is this. So if I write x plus 4, what is the next number in the given array after 10? 34. Can you see 34? If I say 8, can you see 43? If I say 12, can you see 56? And so on. So if I say 16, 26, 20, 90, and 24 would be -1. Correct? So we can see here. That means what? Whenever we are talking about this num array, EAX, like if I display the value, okay, the way that I saw, say NI, if I write NI, you will see that it is representing this as an address. This is not a value, like rather this is a value, but it is an address. But if I have to verify value at that address, then I do write this examine $ex. Then it tells me this. Fine. So I hope you must have seen now what exactly we did in the code. This moves what? Moves address of num array to EX. Fine. And here we are checking whether it is same or not. Then we are going to add. Now when we add first number, we have to move to next number like what we did here. So we got say above, like we said plus EAX first, then we said plus 4. So the is EAX should be added with 1. So let me add EX comma 1. And this is jump to say for example repeat sum. Now this repeat sum would be somewhere here. Now as we are writing this as a condition, if this is -1, then when this condition holds, it should go to this. Now the jump that we have to write is a conditional jump. So I have to write jump if 0 to go to end. Otherwise continue this. So I will show you through the code what exactly I am doing. Please see this code. Okay, so let us say format this properly. So this add EAX, I wrote 1, actually it should be 4 because we are incrementing that address by 4. Okay, and this would be simply because we are not comparing anything, we are not checking the condition. That's why it should go to this repeat sum. Fine, and then you have go to end. Fine, so we will display later the sum, but let us check through the debugger. Fine, so let us assemble. Let us GCC and then you fire gdb ./a.out. Now we'll display. Okay, let us first write breakpoint main. Say run. You can see the code. So you require EDX and EAX. So display $EAX, display $EDX. Okay. Now if I say run again, let me do it again. So these are the these are the garbage values right now. So first of all, it will move this address. So let us check. So you write NI. So you got address. So you can verify like this $D $EX. So you should get first number. Fine. Okay, good. Now next instruction is XOR EDX EDX. So to if you want to make EDX 0, so we already saw if I write move EDX comma 0, it comprises 4 plus 1 5 bytes. So this comprises only 2 bytes. That's why I'm writing XOR. So whenever you wish to assign a value 0 to a variable or to a register, please XOR it. Fine. Okay. Now write NI. So you got 0. Now we are comparing this value with -1. So it is it -1? No. So this should not go to here. So if I dollar display flag register, so this doesn't contain 0. You can say it 0 flag is not set. So that's why I write ni. So now it is going to pick first value and add it to EDX. So EDX is 0 currently. So first value was 10. So this EDX should become 10. Can you see? Okay. Now this EX value should be increased by 4. It is now 8. So this should be 12. So if I write examine again EX, next value is 34. So now this EDX should become 44. Now it should jump to that repeat sum. Now you see it is with repeat sum, correct? Now you got CMP EX minus 1. So it is not minus 1. So that's why you got the second value. Now it is not minus 1. Ni add EDX. EDX is 10 with d word of EX. D word of EX is now this 34. So this should be 44. Correct? Add EX comma 4. Ni. So it got 16. So you may see there is no change in there is a change, but what are the change that this jump is unconditional jump and this jump is conditional jump. So this depends on execution of flags. It doesn't care. It is like simply go to statement in C language. Okay. Okay, jump. So now compare. So let us display value at x/d. Next value is 43. So let us say 44 plus 43. It should be 87. Ni. So it is not JZ. So add EDX. So you got 87. Correct. Add EX comma 4. Ni. Jump to repeat sum. We are above. You can see line numbers, 18 and 14. Correct. Nextly, now you have again check what is the value of this. So it is 56. So 56 plus 87 nearly 143. कितना आना चाहिए? आंसर हमारा 13. Yeah, 8 plus 13 तो 143 आना चाहिए. देखते हैं. Let us see. Ni. So Ni. Now Ni we got 143. Again add to 4. So we got jump above. Now let us check value of EX. It is 26. 143 plus 26 now. Compare, it is not 0. So again add. So 143 plus 26 would be 69. 169. Correct. Again add EX comma 4. Now you got 28. So let us display. It is 90. 169 plus 90. So it is 259, something like this. Okay. So Ni again line number 14. Oh, sorry, we missed it. So it was 90. So compare now add 259. Okay, add EX comma 4. Now let us check X. This is minus 1 now. Now carefully see the flag register 2. Okay, now we are here. So there is no 0 flag. So compare minus 1 comma minus 1. So this would be matching. So this compare actually internally works with subtraction. So it will subtract it. Correct. So ultimately, like subtract, I mean to say like minus 1 and minus 1 compared. Sorry, minus 1 minus minus 1. So minus 1 plus 1. So this should be 0. So if I see the flags also, now you will see that flag register got set. Now from 15, now see where exactly it is going. It is going to that line number where go to end was written. So we haven't written anything there. So it will continue like there for some time. Okay, if I say step, it will come out. Correct. So we got addition to be 259. Understood this one? Okay, so let us write printf. So how will you? Where is the value? Sum is where? EDX. So write push EDX, push MSG, call printf. Now you cannot make use of putS because we are having some data element there. So add ESP comma 8 because two push are there. So it should display us 259 as an sum. Fine. So let us see NASM GCC Can we see 259? So we got this. Fine. So I am passing this code in chat so that you also can copy that code and take it with you. So first of this is add n. Now in this case, what are the add n that we saw? We saw that that add n was given there, correct? It was static data which was provided to us. What if I want user to input? Now you must have seen, like while we moved through the array, we kept adding 4 into that address so as to reach to next number, correct? So as to reach to next number. What we can do in this case, if at all, suppose I want that to be done automatically, so how it would be? Say let us write. So let us write another code. Add n. I want to read that array using scanf. Not ASM. How exactly you would be doing this? So let us write. So by the way, do you have any problem with whatever the program that we saw? Now, if you have any question, you can ask me. Malik, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mansi, Mayuri, Durga.
Yes, sir.
समझला program?
Yes, sir.
Okay. सागर?
Yes, sir.
समझला ना? ठीक है. Now we want to write a program where we wish to make use of a scanf. So I want to read the thing. Let us write. So this MSG would be the one that we are going to make use of like in the code. So always you write for scanf, don't write anything in between. Like most of the time you must have seen while you write C code, you write /n in scanf and then it is not reading us what, or it is not storing what value you are inputting there. Correct? That's the reason. So you write only this. So this would be used for scanf. Okay. So let us say section dot bss. So let me declare n raised d1 and this is num array raised d, say I will say 50. I don't know like how many elements would be added by the user. Fine. Then let me declare, okay, we will take that in array. So section dot text global main. Now let us try writing this scanf. Okay, so let us write extern printf comma scanf. How will you write? How will you use scanf? So let us see. So you write say push n push msg push call scanf add esp comma 4 esp comma 4. So before that, suppose you want to add a text msg1 db enter size of an array. You write push msg1 call printf add esp comma 4. So let us see how it works. So let me write nasm dash aplf32 add n underscore scanf. Fine. Now gcc dash m32 add n scanf.o. So ./a.out. So it is asking me input. So it is giving me an error. So let us see what the message is. So I might have added some wrong value. Yeah, so here we added 4. Okay, actually how many push are there? 2. So for every push 4 bytes. So ultimately 2 push are there. So how many what value should be here? 8. So if I add 8, you will see now the change. Now see the change. What this is kind of error that you generally get as an user. So there would not be any error now. So it got the data. Fine. So let us try to now continue the code. Okay, this is where you are reading the data using scanf. Fine. Now we want to move that data, move say in a counter, for example, ECX. Now we have to read that data. First of all, let me display you how many, what is the value inputted by you. Okay. So let me write here MHG2. You have entered %d as total number of elements 10, 0. So if I say now where is that data? So it is with n. So push. Now you have to write d word of n like this because it was ampersand and na? In scanf it was ampersand and. So now we have to write the value at that n. That's why you have to write like this. Now you write mhg2 call printf add esp comma 8. Fine. Now let us see if I input 4, is it displaying 4 to me? Nasm GCC 4. So you have entered 4 as total number of elements. So let me write 50. You have entered 50 as total number of elements. Let me write minus 43. So you can see it is displaying the data, correct? So in tandem we are using scanf and printf together. Fine. Okay. Let us go back. So is it clear? Right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So now we have to read that array. Correct. Now how you will read it? So you write like this. Now for I equal to 0, I less than equal to or I less than n semicolon I plus plus scanf %d comma and a of I with assumption a is your array. Correct. That's how you write. Now we have to write this. Now when we are referring to this index, actually this index is incremented by 1. But when I do calculate this address, it is like plus 4 is always done there. So we have to do that. Fine. So now let me write move ex comma 4. Okay. Let us first move the address. So move ex. Now where is your array? Where is your array? We have declared this num array where we want to fetch the values. So num array. Now push what? Ex. We want to push that address. Okay. Push. Now scanf वाला जो था पहला, what was that? MHG. Push MHG. Call scanf. Add esp comma 8. So it should read now for you the first number. But we haven't now added this. I haven't added this scanf. I haven't added this one yet. This for loop. I have only translated or like tried mapping your scanf statement like this, with assumption that the marriage address is stored in EX. Fine. So let us see. So GC NASM, we will write this. So let me write this. Okay. So breakpoint main display $ex and कुछ लिया नहीं है. So we add only this EX na. Rest of the registers are not used by us. Okay. So let us say step. Okay, run. So step. So it is displaying that first message. Okay, so enter size of an array. That's what it displayed. Now you might have seen I'm using S step. Earlier I used to make use of NI. Now if I use NI, then it will go through that whole printf code. I don't want. I want to skip that. That's why I'm stepping it using single stepping. Okay. So now if I say ni, now you will see like if I write ni, then it will enter into scanf code. Okay, so instead I will write step. So it is waiting for my value. Suppose I write 4. Fine. Say ni. Now step. You can see you have entered 4 as a total number of elements. So we got it. Fine. So let us write ni. Now let us write ex contains this. So if I write x/c $ex. Sorry, x/d $ex. We don't have any value yet. Correct? It was not initialized or it was not given any value right now. So we have to read that from scanf statement. So we are using scanf now. So let me write step. Now concentrate on what is value of ex. Huh? So is it changed? Not yet. So let me write step. It is still there. So let me write step. So I'm giving first value 46. What is the value of ex? What was earlier and what is current? Is there any difference? Actually, yes. It is yes. Why? What happens is like EAX, ECX and EDX values always get changed whenever we do see this. Okay, so let me display, for example, EBX2, ECX and EDX. So if I say run, now try to concentrate on this when we reach to that printf or scanf. Okay, now these are the garbage values though, all of them are garbage. So if I say step, now check which values got changed. You can see this EX value, this AX value, this ECX value, ECX value, EDX value, EDX value. Because the function was called, these are the registers used by the function call. So what we have to do is if I have to maintain that address, then I may have to use some other register there other than EX, ECX and EDX. Fine. So I will make a small change in my code to show you whether have we got really the first value or not. Okay, so let me instead of this EX, so I will write here EBX. Fine. So let us work out. So let us display again the values for our reference. EBX, ECX, EDX, breakpoint main, run, step. It is printing the text. It printed that enter size of an array. Now it is asking me to input n scanf. So say I gave 4. Add ESP command, push divide n. Now we are printing that you entered 4 as total values, correct? Fine. Now let us move further. So let me write step again. Now we want to add or read first value. So EBX. So you can see what is the value at EBX, x/d $EBX. We don't have any value, right? Sorry. I guess this. We don't have any value right now yet with it, correct? Okay, let us go to step. Now we are reading the value scanf. So it is we are expecting value there. So suggest me some value. Durga, suggest me some value so that I can input it, provided it should be a number, integer type.
10.
10. Okay. So Durga gave us 10. So let me display this x/d $EBX. So can you see 10? Yes, correct. So let me run again. So let me write C. Continue. Oh, so it is reading array. So 4. You have total entered as 4. So let me write 78. Correct. So like my value is not displayed yet. Correct. So if I go somewhere, it would not be displayed because you are executing it directly. So if I write dot slash a dot out, so say 4. If I say 47, I haven't displayed that value yet. Correct. That 47 is not displayed. So that's why I could not see that. So let me like she gave me like if I input 78 there, what happens? Okay. So say I give 4. So sorry. Let us go to GDB dot slash a dot out. So breakpoint main. Now we want to display EBX only. Okay. So let us say run step. We are reading first value. So it is asking me I give 4. It is printing it. So it displayed 4. Now it is asking me to input value. So suppose I give 78. Okay. Now if I store see this value, can you see 78? Correct. So this is how rather I would be reading the value in an array. Fine. So I got now first value. Now I have to read those all remaining 4 values. So how am I going to do that? So we have this now. We got this message. Now this should be repeated until what? So you compare here now. Move. Let us XOR. Now we know that if I am using this printf scanf, my registers are going to change. So how can I preserve those values then so that the value should not change? So let me write here. Say for example, let us say move or let us say XOR ECX comma ECX. So XOR is 0. CMP is sorry ECX comma where is your value? D word of n. Correct. This is where your number of elements are. Fine. Now you simply write here before this statement, you write push A. Fine. Now you go below and simply here you write copy. Okay. Now you have to increase ECX. You have to add 4 into your EBX value. But if I do this every time, then what will happen? This should be here. So if this is 0, then jump if 0, go to end. That's what we wrote, correct? So if it is not 0, then read the values and move up. So we have to write here jump repeat sum. So repeat sum would be here. Repeat sum and go to end. Now instead of this scanf, if I write printf, what will happen? Okay, let me copy this again. So now repeat sum we are talking about. Go to end. Now go to end we have to print the register, correct? So print the values. So I cannot use now the same things, correct? So go to end 1, repeat sum 1, and this would be repeat sum 1. So that suppose if I input 78, 84, 126, 129. So those values should be displayed. Let us see whether it works with it. I will explain it if after a while. Let us first see output. Okay, so I missed change. Go to end 1. I have to write this. Go to end 1 here. Go to end 1. Let me write a return. Okay, NASM GCC. Let us write this. Enter size of array 4. So let me input values 78, 126, 984, 746, so 246. Now it displayed what? Seems it displayed address. See here. 44, then 48, correct, then 52 and then 56. So I wanted value. So what is to be done? Can you suggest me what change I have to make? I have to add. Whenever we want value in a printf, I should write it as square bracket. Fine. Now you let us see. NASM. Oh, sorry, I haven't specified there. Like if you recall, have you heard about typecasting? Typecasting सुना है? Yes or no? Because we said 50 EBX like the num array and thing is containing this 50, correct? 50 here. That's why we have to write this D word while printing. So let me go back. NASM GCC like this. Let me input same numbers 78, 126, 984, 246. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. I should have written 4, 78, 126, 984, 246. Can you see that number? 78, 126, 98, and 984 and 246. So let us add their printf. So let us say MSG3 DB 10 comma %D. NASM. Oh. Sorry, I wrote it wrongly. I wrote DG. Now when you see this, ultimately, let us try to assemble it. Assemble, then link. Now you execute. So you have array size 4. Input your numbers 78, 126, 984 and 246. Okay, but it is not like we want to change the printf message. What are the message that we added there? We wrote MSG3, so we should have added here MSG3. Okay, so let us see now. NASM GCC this. So 4, 78, 126, 984, 246. Can you see the numbers now? Correct. So this is how you exactly really work with the data. Like you are going to read the data from the user and you are going to print the data from the user. So let me explain that program now in 2 to 3 minutes. Any question, by the way, till this time? If you have, you can ask me. Okay, so I hope you must have understood that here we printed a printf using printf, which was like enter size of array. Then we are scanning that value into n, which is total number of elements. Then we are printing that value. How many, like you have entered %d as total number of elements. And then we tried writing this for loop I less than equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So that like instead of less than n, we use comparative parameter. So we are comparing if ECX is this, but is it going to take more numbers then? Correct. So how many numbers it will take? Say 3 or 4 and so on, kind of. That's what sometimes you can have a question with. Fine. So you go on and ultimately move further. So this is for reading the array and then you can move to printing the array. Fine. So I'm adding this code for your reference. You work out with it. So I want you to find out or I want you to like say write this similar kind of code instead of copying the code that I'm adding here. Fine. You read that. If you have any issue, we will work out. Fine. in our next session. So we are working with this add scanf. Is that fine? Okay. So
Yes,
see you
sir.
in next class. Thank you very much.